Hello! In this video, we'll look at how a given theory of time will interact with a given theory of God's foreknowledge. The two main theories of time out there are the creatively named A theory and B theory. The main difference is that on the A theory, the present moment has some special status that the other moments in time don't have. On the B theory, the present moment has no such special status. Usually this special status is going to be existence. On the A theory then, the past doesn't exist anymore and the future doesn't exist yet, only the present moment exists, whereas on the B theory, all moments on the entire timeline exist. Of course, because time is passing on the A theory, which moment is the present one is constantly changing. So let's now look at how the acceptance of the A and B theories interact with different models of God's foreknowledge. Starting off, what would your view look like if you were an open theist who, say, affirmed the A theory of time? Well, on open theism, God does not know the future, and on the A theory of time, the future does not exist. That actually goes very well together. The open theist can maintain that God knows all truths and is therefore omniscient, but state that because the future doesn't exist, there isn't anything for God to know about it. On the B theory, however, the future actually exists, yet God doesn't know about it. This would mean that there is some actually existing thing which God is totally ignorant about. This is seen as very problematic, so it's generally thought that the B theory is not compatible with open theism. Let's now move on to simple foreknowledge. On the A theory of time, no moment in any possible future really exists. However, on simple foreknowledge, God knows the outcome of all junctions which will actually be faced in the future, and doesn't know the outcomes of junctions that don't take place in the future. This is pretty weird, since all these different junctions are equally non-existent. So by what mechanism does God learn about the outcome of only some of these non-existent junctions, and not others? That's going to be pretty hard to answer, so the A theory does not go well with simple foreknowledge. This incompatibility isn't as bad as the B theory with open theism, but it's still pretty strong, especially when you compare it to how well simple foreknowledge works with the B theory. On the B theory of time plus simple foreknowledge, God knows the future, and the future exists. God doesn't know the outcomes of alternate timelines, and they don't exist. That all works together nicely. So far, open theism and simple foreknowledge have shared the goal of making sure that which moments in time God knows the outcomes of overlaps perfectly with which moments in time exist. However, the question of which moments in time exist is going to depend on whether you accept the A theory or the B theory. But on Molinism, it is explicitly stated that God knows how alternate timelines would indeterministically unfold whether or not those timelines in fact exist. So whether or not a moment exists doesn't at all affect God's foreknowledge. Thus, the theory of Molinism is going to be entirely unaffected by any theory of which moments exist, like the A theory or B theory. Now, divine determinism is in the same boat as Molinism, but for a different reason. On divine determinism, the deterministic rules of the universe plus the initial state of the universe are going to make only one future possible. God knows the rules of the universe and its initial state because he chose them, so he could automatically deduce what will occur in the future. Now, in all of that, we never needed to reference which moments do or do not exist, once again making that question irrelevant. So a divine determinist could believe either the A theory or the B theory without it affecting their theory of God's foreknowledge. Let's summarize the video here. Coolio. In the next video, we'll take a look at the motivations for open theism. But that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and consider supporting me on Patreon if you enjoy this content.